Another day, another win for the Duluth Huskies at Wade Stadium. In some style, from 6-3 down to start the bottom of the ninth, they win it 7-6. And with that, we welcome you into the greatest show on turf, Postgame Show. Kyle Freeman joined alongside Kyle Morrison. Kyle, I touched on it at the start of the bottom of the ninth. This is a Huskies team that has shown so much resilience in this second half of the season. They come through yet again for their 6th walk-off win of the season.
There's just some magic here at Wade Stadium. That's all I have to say. You look at the last 6 games, 5 of them have been wins here at the Wade. 4 of them have been walk-offs. And of those 5 wins, all of them were won in the last 2 innings of the game. The only one that wasn't a walk-off was a base hit by Peyton Powell that ultimately ended up winning the game against the Minnesota Mud Puppies on the last homestand. And look, this was just such a huge win for the Huskies on multiple levels. First off, they beat a team that has been the best team in the Northwoods League the entire second half. They came into this game 23-4. They're going to fall to 23-5 in the second half. Also, they improved their home record to 19-12, and they keep pace with Eau Claire, who won today, as they try to somehow get home field advantage in that first half, in that first playoff series, in the Great Plains East. Just overall, an incredible win, a great morale booster with the guy who got the walk-off hit, and Cam Frederick. That was just a really, really fun day at the Yard here at Wade Stadium.
Frederick, the 6th individual Husky to walk off this season. He's standing by downstairs with our very own Wyatt Kopelman.
Thank you very much, guys. Wyatt Kopelman joined alongside Huskies infielder Cam Frederick as the Huskies take their 4th walk-off win in a span of 2 weeks here at Wade Stadium. So, Cam, coming up, a 7-6 victory for you guys here, but in that kind of at-bat, what were your expectations with the bases loaded in the ninth?
You know, I didn't have a whole lot of pressure with the game being tied. You know, my teammates got me into that position. So I knew I was up in the count, and I was looking for a fastball, and I got it, and I hit it.
Now, as mentioned, the 4th walk-off victory for you guys. As you start to wind down this regular season, you guys get to the playoffs. You guys are going to be facing what looks to be the Eau Claire Express. How important is it for you to be this resilient after being down in the first 5-2 after the opening frame, be able to come back like you did today?
Yeah, I think it's huge, especially against a team like Wilmer, who's been very hot in the second half and whatnot, and hopefully a team we see down the road. I think it's huge as we get to the playoffs, and it's kind of the one-and-done situation.
Now, you guys were facing a Wilmer team that had actually won 42 of its last 54 games entering today. They didn't get off to the best start, but they've been red hot right up there with the St. Cloud Rocks in the opposite division. What does this kind of resiliency say about you guys going into the playoffs where you guys had to scrap for a lot of wins this year?
Yeah, I think we have a team that can definitely get it done come playoff time, and it shows against a team like that.
And then lastly, you know, you have Eduardo Rosario. You have a lot of other Nebraska-Omaha teammates of yours that have really stuck around. Alex Potter was on the mound today. He had a resilient start after giving up the 5 spot in the first. How gratifying is it to play amongst these guys in the summertime?
Yes, it makes it very fun. It's very relaxing, and I think it just kind of shows the group of UNO guys that came that are still sticking around, and we want to win. So.
Well, the Huskies victorious 7-6 in walk-off fashion. That just about does it here on the first base side at Wade Stadium. For Cam Frederick, I'm Wyatt Kopelman saying so long, saying it back to you guys upstairs.
Thank you, Wyatt, and thank you to Cam Frederick for yet another walk-off hit for the Duluth Huskies. Kyle, how important is it for Cam Frederick? Someone who, you mentioned, he's had his ups and downs with the bat this season, but when the moment shines brightest, Cam Frederick comes through.
Cam Frederick is a guy who, when I was talking to Harrison Kryling, actually, before the season started, getting some preseason work in, Harrison Kryling talked about how he is one of the most hardworking and dedicated people he has ever met on a baseball field. Says he's always the first one and the last one out. This is a guy who's a man of character. He carries himself the right way on and off the field, and he struggled with the bat this year. Coming into that at bat, he was hitting 169, which is somewhere no one wants to be with the bat in their hand. And for him to come through with that hit, not only does it galvanize him, but it galvanizes the rest of that bench who now understand that, hey, anyone can come through. Anyone can be a hero on this team. All you need to do is come through in your opportunity, and that's exactly what Cam Frederick did today. A huge win here for the Huskies, and what a way to do it.
And for the Huskies, you have to give so much credit to their bullpen today because they gave up 5 runs in the first inning. When you're down 5-0, you got to think it's got to be tough to come from behind, but you have to give credit to the bullpen today.
Absolutely. The bullpen, I mean, they held things down. Alex Potter also, I want to give credit to Alex Potter. He went out there and kept the team in the game despite giving up those 5 runs. But you got to give credit to the names on the list. Andrew Brockwell, he went out there. He looked solid. Isaac Rohde looked solid. Mason Burns looked solid. And then Isaiah Piscitello, I think this guy's going to be a weapon going forward as we get into the playoffs. He's got nasty stuff. He is hard to time up. Really has a good understanding of when to mix in that slider with that fastball. He was impressive as well. So once again, give credit to the bullpen. bullpen. We talked about it before the game. It was going to come down to, could the Huskies score enough runs? And finally, they were able to break through in that 9th inning, and they were able to win this one 7-6.
Pizzutello records his first win of the season. Baker records his first loss for Wilmer. Let's take a look at all the action here with our highlights here on the greatest post-game show on turf. Let's get started in that top of the first. It was a bad start for the Huskies. A throwing error by Jeremy Keller gave the Stingers their first run of the game.
Yeah, overall, this first inning was just an unfortunate series of events here. You see some bad defensive positioning lead to a nice double for Joey Walls that ultimately put the Wilmer Stingers up 2-0. There's not many highlights here for the Huskies in the first inning. Wilmer just seems to keep on scoring.
Walls was phenomenal. This is another extra base hit down that third base line. It was a tough play there by J.D. Rogers, who lost his footing, allowing Walls to go all the way around, and quickly it was 3-0 Stingers.
3-0 Stingers, and then Jordan Sagedahl with one of the more impressive swings of the bat that we have seen this entire season here at Wade Stadium. A huge home run that put Wilmer up 5-0.
We'll see a little more of that later, but a big moment for Sagedahl, his first home run of the season. It seemed an insurmountable mountain for the Huskies to climb. You mentioned they needed to get runs back immediately in that bottom of the first. They did just that. A 2-run single by Jared Medham. He breaks the 20 RBI ceiling, and the Huskies right back within it 5-2.
Yeah, that was a huge hit there, because I think without that hit, there's a danger of it becoming a blowout. Jared Medham there with that hit really got the Huskies back in the game, made it 5-2, and made people believe the Huskies could win this. And then this is just a bad play here from Wilmer. An overthrow there by their starting pitcher, Andrew Bumgart, makes it 5-3. And then the Huskies, give them credit, they just kept on fighting.
How about this play? Some great defense was played throughout this entire series. Dalton Pearson lunges out right in front of Joey Walls, makes a phenomenal diving catch, a fantastic play. How about this? Jordan Sagedahl. Let's not say anything. Let's just watch this one fly. 2 home runs for him today, his best performance of the season, and the Stingers led 6-3 after this bomb.
One thing that I think really cost the Stingers as you watch Sagedahl celebrate there in this game is the fact that they really did not play that well on the base paths. Once again, we're going to get a look here at Dalton Pearson making that nice catch. But really, it's about they just struggled on the base paths here today. There was a bunch of plays where Jeremy Keller was able to throw guys out on back picks and caught stealing. We see one there. And then I talked about Pizzutello, just absolutely nasty out there in the top of 9th, giving the Huskies a chance to come back.
This is where it all started. Jonathan Vastine with that double down the line. What a season it's been for him. And just like that, the tying run was in scoring position for Duluth.
And then Jake Shalanka, he's going to come up here after a Devin Hurdle strikeout. Jake Shalanka, he's going to come up here and take a walk. That makes it 6-5. Huge at bat for Shalanka. And then I want to give a lot of credit here to Jack Painter, coming through with exactly what the situation called for. A sacrifice fly makes it 6-6. At that point, the Huskies, they had all they needed. They were happy to go to extra innings. But then Cam Frederick, he came up, and he came up with the cherry on top.
Bases loaded, 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. The moment was not too big for Frederick. Another walk-off win for the Huskies. You see how much it means for this team. Even with both of them going to the playoffs, it's a mammoth win for the Huskies. It gives them so much momentum. It's such a confidence-building win for Marcus Pointer's team.
Exactly. I mean, anytime you beat a team of this level, the Wilmer Stingers, I mean, they've won 24 of their last 26. No one's been beating this team, and the Huskies find a way to get a comeback win here against Wilmer. That is a ton of momentum going into the biggest series of the year. They're going to have to face off against the Eau Claire Express tomorrow. Right now, the Huskies, look, they're not looking very good to host that first playoff series. They're 6 games back right now in the second half standings to Eau Claire. They're going to have to sweep Eau Claire here when Eau Claire comes into the ballpark if they have any chance of hosting that first round series. And if they were going to lose this game to Wilmer, I just don't see how that could happen. There's just not a lot of confidence to go around. But with that win, with that walk-off win against the Wilmer Stingers, if you're the Huskies, you have to believe that you can beat anyone. And that's something that's huge. They're going to face this Eau Claire team that they haven't been able to beat yet this year. They're 0-6 against them.
Eau Claire winners today. They beat Minnesota 5-0, which means all 4 playoff spots in the Great Plains are locked up. It's just a question of who's going to host in the first round. It will be Wilmer and St. Cloud. It will be Duluth and Eau Claire. So, Kyle, I'll ask you this. The Huskies, if they want any chance of hosting in the first round, they need to sweep the Eau Claire Express. That's a team that just swept Minnesota. How do the Huskies sweep the Express and give themselves a lifeline?
Well, the last time the Eau Claire Express were here in Wade Stadium was for that doubleheader a couple of weeks ago, and the Eau Claire Express just absolutely destroyed them. Let's call it what it was. It was embarrassing for the Huskies. Both those games weren't even close. The Eau Claire Express dominated in all facets of the baseball game. And really, for me, what I think it comes down to for the Huskies, they just got to play better in the situational moments. They got to come up through with the big 2-out hit. They got to make sure they're not making extra errors out there because you can't make errors against that Eau Claire squad. They play such sound baseball, they're going to take advantage of it. So if you're the Huskies, you got to do what exactly Jack Painter did in the 9th inning. Come through with the right play. Not necessarily try to be the hero, but come through with the right play. Your pitching's got to be solid, and you just got to make sure that you're able to manufacture runs.
So the Huskies, despite being out-hit in this contest 12-11, take it home 7-6. They split this series against the Stingers. It's now 3-3 in the overall season series. These two will meet again at Bill Taunton Stadium in a week's time to close out the 2022 regular season. For the Wilmer Stingers, they will head on the road again, and for the Huskies, as we just mentioned, they will face off with the Eau Claire Express for 2 games starting tomorrow at 6:35. You can catch all the action here on the Northwoods League Baseball Network. But that will do it. A phenomenal game of baseball was played yet again today. Huskies win it 7-6 from our broadcast partner, Kyle Morrison. I've been Cal Friedman. It's been an honor bringing you games on the Northwoods League Baseball Network all season long. But you can catch all the action tomorrow when the Huskies host the Express. Thank you so much for tuning in on this Sunday afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.